Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and February 2024 is halfway through or more, and I thought we'd talk about the latest app updates since we haven't talked about that in a little while. Now, Apple is working on new AI-based tools to assist developers in writing code for apps. According to Bloomberg, Apple will actually build AI into the next versions of Xcode to help similarly to what GitHub Copilot does with Microsoft. So this is something I think we'll see more and more of as Apple's said to be incorporating AI, different things with iOS 18 and more. Now, one good thing, or maybe bad thing, depending on how you look at this, is iMessage will not be opened up. This is only in the EU as it's not considered a gatekeeper app due to its lack of use outside the US. So Apple will not have to open up the Messages app at all and allow interoperability with different apps. That said, WhatsApp will be opening it up because they are considered a gatekeeper app in the EU. So they'll actually have to open up their encrypted messaging to allow others to sort of use their protocols and maybe incorporate their overall back infrastructure so that others can use it. So that's something you could see very soon in the EU. Typically, all of these things have to comply by March, so we could see that within the next couple of weeks. Also, other Meta apps such as Threads has an update now where it has a trending feature. So now we have trending in the Threads app. It's still lacking quite a few things, and this is only in the US. We don't have direct messages yet and some other features that many would like. If you were a fan of Wunderlist that Microsoft later purchased and then made it go away, the founder of the app is back with a new app called Superlist. So if you liked the way it worked management-wise, you can now get this set up. You'll see I just opened it up and installed it, and you've got a welcome video you can watch and much more explaining what you can do, but you have an inbox, you can collaborate with teams, see your calendar, and even have messages. So this app's now available, and let me know if you ever used Wunderlist or you just prefer maybe the Reminders app or something else. Football season just ended with the Super Bowl, and if you're getting ready for baseball in the coming months, the MLB app has been updated or will be updated with multi-view on Apple TV for the upcoming season. You can see they actually posted this on their website where it says, during the 2024 season, we will bring multi-view to more platforms, enabling subscribers to watch up to 4 games at once on the MLB apps on supported Apple TV, Fire TV, and Google TV devices. So they announced this. This will be coming very soon. If you prefer a different browser than maybe using Safari, maybe you use Chrome or something else, DuckDuckGo has just introduced syncing across different devices without having to log in. It can sync your bookmarks, favorites, and passwords securely and encrypted, and it just gives you a QR code or an alphanumeric code to help you sync across those devices. So that's something that is available now. So if you want to try it out, it protects everything. Now keep in mind on iOS, if you're using it, DuckDuckGo is basically a reskinned version of Safari, just like every other browser. That will be changing in the EU soon, but in the US and everywhere else, it's a reskinned version. However, you can have that secure sync, and it's a more private browsing experience according to that. Something I think we'll see more and more used in apps, OpenAI yesterday announced a new update called Sora. It can generate 60-second video clips, and they look super realistic. You just tell it what you want, and you can see different clips, such as this mammoth walking through maybe a tundra. You've got someone here, and it looks just like a real person. You've got an island with crashing waves around it, or maybe a peninsula, and much more. So these are all automatically generated by AI, and maybe this will change what we have with video, with B-roll and stock footage. So that's incredible. I can't wait to check it out. And of course, there's a lot of questions that go along with that. There's recently been an update to Amazon Prime you may or may not have heard of, but if you use Amazon Prime and you use it for video, there's now an update that makes it so that you have to pay more just so you can watch it without ads. Additionally, they just updated it again so that if you don't pay for the extra tier, that's about $2.99 per month, you actually now don't get Dolby Atmos or Dolby Vision. So that's something that's a bit of a disappointment. And if you want those versions, you'll actually have to pay for it for Prime Video. So just wanted to keep you informed. I actually paid for it because I want that Dolby Vision and also Dolby Atmos, but I might cancel it over time and maybe migrate to a different app. Within the App Store, if we go to a new app called AstroPad Studio, this allows you to actually use your iPad as a drawing surface or control trackpad for your Mac. If maybe you want to draw and use it on your Mac with Photoshop or something else, you'll be able to use this fully with the Apple Pencil as well. It has a trial. I believe it's about $19.99 if you want to use it regularly, but that's far less expensive than what you would get with maybe a Wacom or Wacom tablet. So this could take the place of it. I'm not sure how well it works, but if you use one of those, I'd love to hear from you below if you've actually tried this out and how well it compares to that. Now, the app Darkroom, which works on iPad and other devices as well, lets you edit photo and video, but now it will actually automatically sync your presets across devices. This is a recent update with Darkroom, so if you use this, you'll see there's a major update here where you can actually sync all of your presets across your devices as long as they're on the same iCloud account. It's using that to sync where you would have to do this manually before, so that's a great update if you're using this to edit photos or even videos. If you use the app Gentler Streak with your Apple Watch and your iPhone to track your workouts, they've updated it majorly on the Apple Watch. You can track 140 plus workouts, and it has a newly rebuilt watch app, now faster, battery kind, and more reliable than ever before. It even has custom icons, and one of those was made by Basic Apple Guy who made this wallpaper, which I'll link in the description. So lots of updates there. So if you use it on your Apple Watch to track workouts, that's now available with that update. So when you're using it, use it in place of your workout app, and many people prefer it over what Apple has done as well. Now, if you had a few questions about that new virus or Trojan that was found on iOS recently called Gold Digger, this was actually something that was first on Android, but then moved on to iOS. If you had Test Flight installed, which allows you to test out apps that aren't available on the App Store yet, so I do have it here. If we have Test Flight and you install specific things on this Test Flight app, you may actually have been infected with this. However, it had to be a specific app that's since been removed, and it actually would gain access to Face ID and bank account information. Now that it's been removed, they've sort of found a way around to get through mobile device managed devices. So if you have a mobile device managed device, you may have an issue with that, but most people won't have any issues with that. And in general, I wouldn't worry about it. But if you install maybe a certificate for MDM, that's where you may be concerned. So check out with your admin to see if that's an issue for you. They should be aware of that. But also Apple is working on a fix for this, so we could see that in a future update soon. Now, when it comes to Apple Vision Pro, it's been out a couple weeks at this point. And according to the head of marketing at Apple, Greg Joswiak, he says there's now over 1,000 apps for Apple Vision Pro. And while it's been out for a couple weeks, Apple has actually highlighted some of the releases. There's over 250 games, and they actually have a newsroom press release where it says, Apple Arcade for Apple Vision Pro takes players into a new dimension with 12 unique spatial games and more than 250 titles to enjoy with stunning clarity. You can also see things that are coming up soon, but we've got chess that's sort of in a spatial environment. We've got Fruit Ninja, Synth Riders, which is kind of like a version of Beat Saber, Wildflowers, and much more. So you can see all of that. I'll link that in the description if you want to see that. And coming soon is Alto's Odyssey, Gibbon, Spire Blast by Orbital Knight, and more. So we should have a lot of different experiences coming soon as more and more people are making apps for it. And speaking of Apple Vision Pro apps that have been developed, TikTok now has an Apple Vision Pro app. They beat Netflix, they also beat YouTube, and YouTube, there is a way to watch YouTube through Juno or Safari. That's a third-party app called Juno that works really well, but either way, TikTok has beaten both of them with more immersive content. So that's something, if you want to use it, it's available now. And so those are all the major app updates for this past week or so. Let me know if there's any others you'd want me to cover, different app manufacturers, maybe more games and things like that. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. As I mentioned earlier, I'll link this wallpaper in the description like I normally do. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.